Hello everyone, I am Kavi Katiyar, a second year PGDM student, and welcome sir. I have 4 questions for you, and the first one is, what inspired you to leave a corporate career and build beyond risk? And what was the biggest challenge during the initial years?
Thank you. So, look, I think I've been in corporate for 28 years, worked with big companies, big banks. And when I came back from US after spending, 12 years there, what I saw was the level of corporate governance was very, very low. The awareness level about governance and prudential risk management was very low. So I think one of the things which was in my mind when I started Beyond Risk was to make sure that we elevate the role of prudential risk management and governance, especially with mid and small size as well as startup kind of segment. That's where the biggest issue is. And if we want to be a Viksit Bharat and a 5 trillion economy by 2030, we need to have the right governance framework as well. And the second thing was that everywhere risk is seen as more of a negative thing. That you have to comply with risk, otherwise you'll get fines, penalties, regulatory actions. But what we thought was we need to change that mindset and tell people that look, risk can be used as a competitive advantage. So I think those were the two big things which I thought we need to look at or address when I started the firm. I won't say initial challenges. There are still challenges. We are a 2-year-old organization, but still challenges. Biggest challenge is how to kind of convince people to look at risk management in a positive sense, as I told you, or in a positive light. And second is still the low level of awareness. People don't want to spend time, effort, and money on elevating risk management in their organizations. They still use it as a check in the box kind of opportunity, not truly managing risk in a very effective manner.
The second question is, how should young professionals balance taking career risk with making responsible decisions?
So look, I think in my mind, it is not different between kind of taking risk and doing balanced decision. I think these two things kind of go hand in hand. I have taken risk in my careers as well. It is all about being in the right place at right time, seizing the opportunity. And if you take those calculated risks, you get out of your comfort zone, you try, and experiment with some new things, you learn new technology, you work in a new department. These are all part of your career plan. You have to take risk because, the way things are moving, the way things are evolving, it's very, very fast. And if you fall behind, if you don't take those risks, then obviously kind of you will fall behind and you won't be able to do justice to your career. So you have to take calculated risk. But yes, you had to get out of your comfort zone and make sure that you utilize those opportunities.
In today's uncertain business environment, what are the biggest risks organizations often overlook?
Yeah, that's a good one. So look, I think if you ask this question, a lot of people are going to talk about, like risks which we are all aware of. They will talk about ESG, climate risk. They will talk about AI risk, moral risk. I think for me, the biggest risk is the culture risk. A lot of companies invest billions of dollars, thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees on putting the right processes, right technology. But again, all those processes are just checking the box. The right culture actually, decides whether an organization is managed in the right way from a risk and governance perspective or not. And unfortunately, most of the organizations don't pay that attention to make sure that culture is elevated. You have to set the tone at the top. That's the responsibility of the board and senior management. You have to make sure that there is a right psychologically safe space for people to speak up, and this is all about culture. And it is becoming more and more important because with technology, with right processes, if you don't have the right culture, you will eventually fail.
So the last question is, as you're advising Imperial on designing its new PGDM in risk management, what would you suggest to help students become job ready from day one?
Yeah, so I think the important thing is we just talked about it, like in my presentation. Very important to first be curious, right? Curiosity is the one big thing or skill that you can develop right from when you're joining the workforce to when you're senior management layer or you are getting into the board. You have to make sure that you are curious, you're asking the right questions, because more often than not, if you ask the right questions, you will get the right answer. The second thing is to make sure that you are courageous to ask those questions. You have that courage. You have the courage to admit your mistakes. You have the courage to admit that something went wrong and you were not able to take the right decision. You have to own those decisions. That is where you have to take ownership of whatever that decision is, right or wrong. Then I think it's also about being ethical in whatever you are doing. It is very, very important to create that trust, especially in financial services, when you are or as a risk professional, when you are dealing with your organization and senior people. You have to have that trust where people listen to you and they are able to then make sure that they are acting on that advice. If you are not trusted, then any advice that you give to them, they will not understand and they will not implement. So I think those are the three things which I'll probably advise students on.